welcome to, I need to change my thing. The story that is writing itself. I just got a bunch of, I keep ordering, well, I have too many pants. Not that many pants, but I need to buy more shirts. I ordered more pants, and I don't know. One of them I like, but I guess you can't send them back. One of the other one, I don't know. It's okay. So I am reading the story. I've been up all night. The story that is writing itself, May 2024. And I stumbled upon this because there's something similar going on in real life. It's called Last Minute Basement. Why would they do that to her? Throw out of the building. The 17th. Real life, guy thought girl was stealing but wasn't. Friend's building. Oh, okay. Sometimes I repeat myself because I hear it again and I don't want to write it down. Help each other. Okay, so the reason why the 17th, the reason why this is coming up, I don't know this girl, whatever, but it's a friend's building. So I got something from the landlord, who is the biggest bitch, okay, the worst manager I've ever had. And so there was something she didn't get in March. I don't know what it was, but so I don't know. And it was on the, so it's the 17th. They made an excuse or whatever. I think they're trying to find out if I'm lying about something, but it's supposed to expose her. But anyway, I had to, last year was it? Yeah, last year I was homeless off and on and traveling, so my rental screwed up. I was fleeing abuse. So, anyway, let's see here. It's so nice out. I mean, I have like the cartoons are on. It's just a nice day. I wish I would have went out, but like I said, I've been up all night. I want to get this done and post it. I mean, get it, most of it posted for May. Help each other, take matters into your own hands. I've heard that, and I don't usually do that. I'm kind of a coward with things with that, because, well, I mean, it takes a lot for me to get mad. Well, I get irritated easily, like things aren't working properly, like the laptop or whatever. I don't have any patience or much patience, but I don't really know how to really take things in my own hand. I always assume that people are going to do the right thing, but that rarely happens, right? No one can reach her. That's me. Well, I'm a hard nut to crack, I guess. Bully, entrapment. I won't write anymore. Well, this is in May of 2024. And I've heard this before, and it just basically means that, it's getting towards the end of all these documenting dreams and all this other stuff. But I think, like in the beginning, I was watching a minister that God shows you the beginning, or that like he tells you the end. So when all the dreams started, that was supposed to be the end. So I'm hoping that one of those will come true, the good ones anyway, knock on wood. So, butter knife. I don't know what that's for. June 4th, escaping normal life in the Florida Panhandle. 20. Okay, so a day or so after I got here, I will be leaving at the end of the month. May. I don't know if that happened. Did not come to pass in real life. So one thing about that is that when I go to my relatives, I get stuck there. So I refuse to stay there. Because I always get stuck there. It's limited transportation. I'm trying to get an e-bike, but I already know which one I want and everything. So they owe you an apology. Someone apologized to me June 1st. Okay, so yeah, I know. I think I was actually have been in shelter, because I remember that, because they were helping everybody and they didn't even really, I just saw the social worker like once. They started it, they won't believe you. Anal, they don't want to pay for it, of course not, because she is white, burn. I don't know, I don't really know if there was any truth to that. July 24th. Oh, June, okay, June. I don't want to go there, separate. June 5th, hospital boy stopped me, report something, PO, my stuff not seen before, evacuated by working with another to set up. Okay. Letter, override, misunderstanding. I awoke thinking I'm getting the hell out of here. I've had that before. 2 weeks. Then after I received an email to update due on the 28th from New York. Is that New York? Something. I heard coming after the check. I've heard that before. And I should knock on some wood. I've heard that a couple times when they're supposed to come after the check or whatever. They have to move you. They always have to move me. 58. And the 15 says bitch. I don't know what that's about. Okay. So on the 19th, this happened in real life. Okay. I have here, so what happened was I took transportation, and I just went there for a day out of town, and I was supposed to come back or whatever, like early in the morning, and they closed the facility. There were people in there that would go and visit, or not really visit, but they would sit inside, and they weren't waiting for any transportation. They wouldn't stay there or anything. They weren't like they were in there for a long time. They would just go there and sit or whatever, and then they would leave or whatever. So anyway, they knew that I had a ticket. But anyway, so I ended up being outside waiting for the transportation that was coming in the morning, early morning. And so what happened was I heard the word grab you. Okay. And this is a true story. And I got scared because out of all the traveling that I've ever done, I've been very careful, right? And I've never heard anything like that. And so I'm like, why am I thinking that, right? And so, there really wasn't much open. I mean, I did go out to eat. There was like a restaurant, not a really restaurant, but a fast food place, and I ate there. There was a bar, and I don't know how late that was open till, but I didn't really want to drink. I was kind of by that. So I just kind of waited there, and then I saw some people walking, but then I saw this guy came, and he reminded me of that white guy with the blonde hair and the Texas killing field. He looked like that. And he was just kind of checking up on me, but I was scared because I heard grab me. I'm thinking, oh my God, And then he came in, he drove in a car, and then I don't remember and then he left. And then this black guy came, and his eyes were kind of scared. And he's like, what's up? Because I think that they were I was scared. And I was thinking they were going to harm me, but I think they were heroes. Right here it says, on the 19th, and I've seen that the 19th recently, and I don't know what that's about. Grab you, heroes. It's like it didn't even happen. Surprise. The 20th showdown. I did something to piss them off. Oh, okay. So I don't, so what ended up happening was I started crying, and the transportation was right next to this building, so I kind of hid over there and I was hiding behind things or whatever. And then, so I just started, I didn't know where to go, and I mean, I had my phone. I remember having my phone out, like thinking I was going to have to call 911. And then, and then, so what ended up happening was, um, what ended up happening was, I was just walking around looking for safety, kind of hiding behind things, and like trucks, whatever. There were people out that were kind of, but they were working, you know, and nobody really bothered me. Those guys, I mean, they came and then they left. I think they were just checking up on me, but I was scared, and so I didn't know where to go to. And nothing was open, and so what I saw was I saw this cross, and so I was like, God, So, and it was a church, and it wasn't open. And then I was like, so I ran to the church, and I was sitting there. It was so weird because it was like I I was leaning up against. It's not funny. It's sad, but I was leaning up against the um, the door, and I don't even think that I checked to see if it was open. No, I didn't, because I didn't even check, because I'm assuming it wasn't. And then so it was so weird, because all of a sudden it was like, the Wizard of Oz, that the scene with where they were with their, they want to sleep in the field and with all those poppies, and then they fall asleep, and then they, like it's snowing or whatever, and then they wake up. That's kind of how it was, because it was like leaning, up against the door, and there were other people around, and in the distance or whatever, doing things, getting ready for their jobs or whatever. And then the next thing, it was like it was like it didn't even happen. Um, so and so that, after that, I was fine, because it was getting daylight, and then I think I don't know if I took I think I might have walked downtown to get a different form of transportation, but then I ended up taking the one that I just came on, and so I was safe, but that was I was, I'll never forget it. Um, and I don't know what's going on with the 19th. I've been seeing the 19th, and sometimes there's different themes or whatever. But I don't know why, but the last couple years has been the 19th, and I don't know what the 19th represents. Grab you. And there's more to the story. Heroes, it's like it didn't even happen. Surprise. 20 showdown. I did something to piss them off. It's got to be some tax issue or some shit. July, I meant. So what, I'm sitting there, so what I did is, there's more, I have to read more to you, but the thing is that so when I finally got home, I never told anybody about this, because I figured they would think, oh, well, you just can't really, handle it, and, I've been traveling, and, they weren't supposed to lock that up, by the way, but they did, so, anyway, so what I did is, when I got home, I went and I looked up the news for that city, and there was a young woman, maybe even, I don't know how old she was, maybe late teens, early 20s, maybe, even, and so, or even at least a teenager. But some men grabbed her, okay, and put her in a black car, or something like that. Alleged. I'm gonna say it's alleged because I don't know the exact. Can't remember the exact story, but either way, they grabbed her, okay, and so, and then they brought her somewhere and they molested her. They did something, um, and so what's weird about it is I looked up the location, okay, and of where it happened, and there was an apartment complex, so that I was communicating with somebody from there regarding an apartment. So that's the connection. They maybe they because it was close to there, so I don't know if that person knew of the situation, or I don't know. But they eventually caught the men. There were a couple of them. I don't know how many. So that was trippy. So, um, 23rd. Okay, make me sound crazier than I actually am. She's a whack job. Self-harm, neglect. They thought they were so smart. Give me a place to stay. Friends dream for something moving fast, far away, or something. I don't know. So, so now I'm in July. Here, that was June. Okay, no, that's June. Was that June or July? Oh, it was June. July's here. She is slipping. They can't do that. Whatever that means. $40,000 ban. In the doghouse. Oh, no, no. I didn't want to ban. They will find out. What are the odds of that happening? See, sometimes this stuff doesn't make sense. And sometimes it repeats itself and it's like and sometimes it's not, it's not always from God. Transfer, temporary. I saw my former landlord in the Southwest, first and last name in real life. They caused it. Unfair. Hitch a ride, go out of town. This time it's going to be different. That is fair. Throw it away. Chameleon. Not wanting to be a part of it. Negligent. Oh, chameleon. So I've heard in here that, and I think this is true, somewhat true. I wish this was a little closer. I don't want to put it on my lap as it'd be bumpy. I am like a chameleon, in which, I can immerse with my environment. I'm not up to par for it for the most part, but like I can go to a different part of the United States and kind of mix in, kind of take on what's the vibe there or whatever. That is unfair. So I'm not sure. Lying, are you serious? Negligent, go somewhere else. Radiation. So this is July 26th, radiation. I don't think it's going to work out. I see my twin cousin in a car more lively. It's catching up with her. That's true because, I don't know who said that, because, well, I'm getting older and I just can't move as fast. And I had cancer 5 years ago and it came back. So ever since the first cancer, I just haven't been, I can move, it takes me longer to recuperate, even though the cancer was gone and then it came back now. I just don't have the pep that I used to. And to be honest, it isn't that much fun anymore. 2024 was, I don't even know how I did it. I get so overwhelmed just thinking about it. But there's not a whole heck of a lot of places that I really want to see in the United States. There's a couple, but as far as, I don't know, just the thrill is gone. It's not as fun as it used to be. That doesn't mean that I don't want to travel and and whatever, but I meant, um, maybe once every 6 months. But I kind of want to stay closer to home because um, it just takes a lot out of me. And then, financially, unless there's some place that I mean, there's places that I still want to go in the Southwest. I want to go to Death Valley. That was on my list for a long time. I live like 7 miles from it, and I asked my neighbor. I said, "I'll give you some money to bring me over there," and she wouldn't do it. And then in Salt Lake City, the arches, and then there's that other one, can't the pinnacle ones. That I want to see. That would be really cool to see that during the sunrise. So I want to do that, and there's other things that I wanted to do. There's some things like in New York. Um, I mean, I had a whole list. I don't know where it's at of things I wanted to do, but that's not like my number one priority. I get so overwhelmed with New York because for me, it's just too many people. So, and there's a couple other things that I wanted to do. Um, you know, I'm um, I'm still trying to think here. I never did make it to Mardi Gras. I always wanted to go to Mardi Gras ever since I saw Easy Rider, but then I kind of grew out of that because I don't really party. I'm at I'm in, I'm past the student years in the 20s and sometimes even 30s. So I don't know. There's not a whole heck of a lot that I really want to, in the flat states or whatever, I don't really want to go there because they're boring. But anyway, lie again and I'll throw your shit out of the door. So what was going on here is that where I was staying, this one girl lied, and I just got there, and um, it was just stupid. It was childish. They won't pay for it, or they don't want to pay for anything. Vision of me sitting at a desk crying. I made a mistake. They didn't give me much of a choice. Rude. This weekend. Okay. Playing dirty. We're still in July. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to try to get this done. Insensitive. Stealing from the company. Okay, that wasn't me. I didn't find out till last night. So this is weird. There was this lady there where I was staying, and she was such a snob. She worked there, and I didn't really like her because she'd be like talking about, and then she'd stick her nose up in the air and about how, she's got a, I don't know, bachelor's or master's degree, and she was such a snob. and and so I didn't find out about till last night. A strange experience in real life. I noticed a neighbor man looking at me while I was in his yard. I was outside near building. Stay of when this happened. Shortly afterwards, I felt something or someone from above me in the sky. Zero in on me near by my house. It was a female presence. I saw her physical in my mind eye, blonde haired, parted on the side with two large curls on each side. Oh, also large breast. Earlier, I did not know there is a church across from me. Maybe someone was protecting the church or enemy. Also late at night, then there was a male presence by the door. The next day, there was a gathering of people here, one male, but it wasn't his essence. So, so the thing with this is, I had like a weird experience. I just was kind of I don't really have as many weird experiences as I used to, but anyway, that's kind of good, right? But I was by this church and I had this weird experience of, so I don't know if that was I was being protected or what. And I don't know who this female present was. I never saw her in real life. But I didn't know there was a church right across from where I was staying at. I didn't even know that. And then I think I saw some guy walking around in his yard. So it was kind of, but I think that the male presence, I think that was related to I think that was related to, I think it might have been, maybe a woman that worked there, her son or whatever, I'm not sure. Um, anyway, oh, I gotta get going here, I only have 15 minutes. Um, I think it might have been him, it was like a man, and I've had that before, like, certain places that I've lived, I felt like, a couple days before, there would be, um, like a presence or whatever. And it would be like pest control, or it would be, um, maintenance or something like that. That hasn't happened in a long time. And so, oh, so thanks for watching. I gotta turn this off. This thing is about ready. I'd have to gotta charge this thing.